Let's talk about a really powerful idea today. And it all centers around this one metaphor, the mountain we build. You know that obstacle in your life? The one that just feels impossibly high? Well, here's the thing. It wasn't put there by someone else. We built it.
Have you ever felt like this? Like you're just standing at the bottom of something so huge and you have no idea how you're ever going to get to the top. I think for a lot of us, that feeling is just completely paralyzing. You just get stuck. So what is this thing blocking your way? It's not made of rock and stone. It's a mountain we've built entirely out of our own fears, our own doubts, our own limiting beliefs. And man, it feels real. It feels solid, it casts a shadow over everything, and from the bottom, it looks absolutely terrifying.
But what if I told you something kind of crazy? Here's the truth. The one thing I really want you to hold on to through all this, that massive, towering obstacle, it isn't nearly as real as you think it is. In fact, it's basically an illusion. Okay, so, if we built this thing, how on earth did we do it? You think something so enormous would have a complicated origin story, but nope. It's actually shockingly simple. It all starts with just one thought.
Seriously, think about it. Every time you say, hey, I'll do it later, or you listen to that nagging little voice that tells you you're not good enough, bam, you just added another rock to the pile. Your hesitation, your negative self-talk, those are the building materials.
And what kind of rocks are we talking about? Well, stuff like this. I'm not smart enough. It seems so small at first, right? Just one little pebble. But come on, we've all had that thought before.
Oh, or how about this one? This is a classic. What if I fail and people laugh at me? That fear of what other people will think, that's not a pebble, that's a huge boulder. And every single time we let that thought stop us, the mountain just gets a little bit higher. See, one thought is just a pebble. It's no big deal. But then you have another, and they start to pile up. And over time, they get heavier, they get repeated, and they harden from just passing thoughts into what feel like these unshakable, solid beliefs. Before you know it, without even realizing it, you've built a whole dang mountain. But here is the good news. You do not have to live in the shadow of that mountain forever. Let's talk about the turning point. The moment you decide you've had enough of feeling stuck. The decision to finally climb. You know, there's actually a name for that place at the base of the mountain. It's called the zone of resistance. It's that spot where you know you want something more, you know you need to move, but you just can't seem to take that first step. It's super uncomfortable, but it's also weirdly familiar, which is why it's so easy to stay there.
But eventually, if you stay in that zone of resistance long enough, something snaps. There comes a moment when the pain of not moving finally becomes worse than the fear of the climb. It's like a fire gets lit inside you, and you have this crystal clear thought, I am done playing small. And it often starts with just that. A simple, quiet promise to yourself. No more holding back. You don't need a 5-point plan. You don't need all the answers. All you need is that commitment. That right there, that's the real start of the journey. All right, so you've made the call. You're ready to climb. Now this is where it gets really, really interesting. Because what happens the second you start moving, it is probably not what you expect at all. This is the magic of the whole thing. The moment you take real action, any action, the illusion starts to fall apart. That massive, solid mountain, it literally starts to shrink. With every single step forward, you realize it was never as tall or as scary as you built it up to be. And this is the ultimate reveal, the grand finale. What you see, what you think is there, is this terrifying, unshakable mountain. But what's actually there, what was there all along, is just a wide, open plain. A place where you're totally free to run, to build, to become who you want to be. The mountain was just a mirage.
Okay, so knowing the mountain is an illusion is one thing, but how do we actually start walking across that plane? Let's get practical. Here are some simple, powerful tools you can use to start dismantling that illusion one rock at a time. So here we go, 4 tools to begin. First, journaling. Just writing your fears down takes away so much of their power. Second, reframe your thoughts. Instead of, I can't, just ask, what if I could? Third, take tiny steps, micro actions. You don't have to conquer the world today, just take one small step. And finally, you have to celebrate the small wins. Acknowledge your progress. This one is so important for building momentum. Feel free to pause here and really let these sink in. So, look, If you've been standing at the base of your own mountain, waiting for the weather to be perfect or for the fear to magically disappear, let this be your sign. It won't. The moment to begin is right now. And please remember this. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect, laminated map. All you need is the willingness to take that first step into the unknown. Just trust that the path will appear once you start walking.
That wide, open plain, it's waiting for you. It's actually been there this whole time. So the only question left is the most important one. What is your first step going to be?